Hello, everyone. Happy Aloha Friday. This is Arada, and welcome back to more Romancing Saga Re Universe. We're gonna be checking out both Global and JP. Especially for Global folks, if you have any questions, we can run through them. Any, you know, it's overwhelming with all of the new stuff that was implemented, and so I can provide my insights to that, in addition to what Sure has already provided in his multiple streams this earlier today. Other than that, we'll also be checking out the JP side because in Global we have 3.5-year anniversary. In JP we are also celebrating the 5th anniversary, and I wanted to show the new opening scene as you open the application. It's really cool and well made. So yeah, feel free to I'll post in chat that feel free to ask any questions and we will go through them. Hello Red, how are you? Thank you for joining. But yeah, this is just a couple of my streams that I intended to share in Sher's Discord channel. I asked him prior approval before this, just so I don't overstep my boundary. And this is to help out any other questions that any of you may have with the new version and stuff. And of course, I can give my insight as well with the banner. I didn't get the chance to review the banner. I haven't really got the time to review banners lately, but in Cher's channel, just at me, and then I'll answer any question. No problem, Red. And I know you were there, right, when I demonstrated version 3 prior to Global moving to version 3. One thing though is don't forget to do a clear cache. I think I get confused between the two. Basically, you restore data. Basically, you try to re-download all the data again, and that is because with the jump to the new version, that the application size is just keeping the old data. So in order to clear that, you have to do a restore data. Yeah, a fresh install is perfect. But if you don't want to do a fresh install, then a restore data would help. Okay. And my apologies if I sound weird. I'm still recovering from a congestion and I have cough drop with me. No, I'm doing better. Cough drop helps a lot. So right now, I think most of the questions are on the free quest. So in the free quest, like I mentioned I mentioned to Share, I don't know how much he has covered in his stream, because I had work earlier, so I couldn't really tune in that long. But for a free quest, so we now have this book format called the free quest, where this is where you do all of your grinding. Any new events that gets released, it's added to the current book, and then more pages gets added to the left side of this. Now, the way you handle free quests is totally up to you. You can unlock all of the nodes to get the 3000 jewels up here, or you can grind a stage to a certain level and then move on to the next. Again, it depends on how you want to tackle it. There is no correct or wrong way, or like an optimal way of handling it. So like right now, I am just dealing with stages where the twins can one-shot the stage. Even though it's just a 200 stage XP, I'm okay with that. That's the fastest I can do. Your goal in grinding the nodes are these golden cranes right here. So as long as you get to the golden crane, I think that's the minimum that you would want to do, so that you can get to adventure rank 10 as early as possible. Currently, because we are just in the first book, that the adventurer rank is capped to level 10. The next book that we have, it would increase by 10, by 10, by 10, and so on. Right now in JP, the cap is at 70. I have been slacking in grinding in JP, so the auto retry on the background has been extremely helpful and allows me to catch up on that one. And then one other hint that I'm gonna share to everyone. So I already shared to, I don't know if I'm sure mentioned this, but I mentioned to him that, okay, if you do a stage, sometimes you would see different post message. So those post message would have some clues. There's two different color. One is the brown one, where, say for this one, there seems to be nothing around here, which, you know, typical JRPG, you wouldn't believe what you see at first glance. So this is the ancient forest path of beast. So to the left, that's the post that you would see normally. This one, you would have to tap on that little mass right there, and so it would pop up a message saying, oh, you found a hidden spot, and then this would show up, and then you found a hidden guidepost, a new path has opened up. So things like that. The main thing there is, if you are on a map, that you keep on tapping on the different parts of it. Oh, see, I found something hidden again. So you tap on that and you find something hidden, whether it be an item or a guide and so on. I remember there was one book that you have to find a hidden spot, and I'm not gonna tell which book it is, just so you know, there's something to look forward to, you know. But yeah, that's one clue that I'm gonna give, and because of that, so I mentioned the post message, there's a brown one, and then there's also a blue one. So the blue one, the unlock condition for that is totally hidden. The game doesn't outright tell you how to unlock that, but when it shows up, gather all those clues, and then you do a certain stuff based on all of those blue post message, and then if you fulfill that condition, you would unlock a special stage where you can get an extra SSS weapon. I'm gonna spoil right now. The first book, so we have the great sword as a login bonus, right? And then the light bow as the treasure gotcha, and then the hidden SSS weapon for this book is the hammer. So if you're wanting to upgrade certain SS weapon to SSS, make sure to avoid hammer. Yeah, that too, and axe. But axe is not yet. I don't think it's axe. I think it's hammer for this one. Oh wait. I think you're right. It's axe from what I remember. And then the next one is hammer. And then there should be the one for spear, and so on. And then in terms of SSS upgrade, you won't have enough currency to upgrade everything, and I'll show you what my JP looks like. Basically, prioritize on what you want to upgrade. In my opinion, the top one that you would upgrade is Joe's staff. So because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have pulled Joe, and if you haven't, you make sure to pull Joe. But yeah, Joe is super meta. Even today in JP, Joe is very useful still. And I'm gonna explain once we move to JP as to why and how you want to see the value of a character moving forward. And again, like what I shared earlier in Sher's chat, don't try to look too far ahead of where you are in the game. Just try to enjoy the game, especially if you have some favorites with you, that go for your favorites. A lot of times you would most likely enjoy the game with your favorites rather than stressing out with, oh, I'm not gonna be able to complete X, Y, or Z content because I don't have A, B, or C unit. like I said, in JP, we don't have that kind of foresight. So we just pull whatever we like. And if that's the character needed, great. If not, oh well, we wait for the next banner. And by then, we have the correct characters to clear whatever content we missed. Hey, Gabrielle, how are you? How come you're sad? Is it because of this idea end of service? Anyway, so for SSS upgrade, number one pick, definitely Joe's staff. And then the second one, in my opinion, is a spear. Preferably the fire spear, but right now it's not available for upgrade. Main reason for that is a lot of the stages you would see, even moving forward, as long as they are weak against thunder or pierce, the twins are able to one-shot them. Like what I said, the first two books that we're gonna have is focused more into single target and AoE. If it's a single target, just have an extra character with the twins and they would be able to cover that same stage for Pierce and Thunder. But with the twins, they are able to cover a lot of grounds, and that would save you some headache with grinding, especially right now where free quest is kind of all over the place. I too had like a little learning experience with me, because I got used to JP where, okay, so in JP, if I see the plant right here, immediately I would think, oh, this node is everything heat element, so I'm gonna prepare creator on magical shower EX and so on. And then I was surprised when I came in, oh, there's some pierce element here, what's that doing there? I forgot that that's how free quest was before. Everything gets standardized by the third book. Like I said, if there is a new event, there's gonna be a 1,000 jewel event exchange, because in JP, whenever you do an event, you don't get a first clear 150 jewels, but in global it seems that we are getting it. So that's why we kind of avoided the drought that I mentioned for version 3, where when we move to version 3, that there's going to be some initial drought because there's less jewels that they're going to give, but they kind of fixed that. And also, the initial clear for each of the node on free quest, it gives you 150 jewels as well. So that's a step up to how it was in JP, because in JP we didn't have that. Hey Migs, how are you? Hey Pablo, how are you? Thank you both for joining. And yeah, Gabriel, I wasn't expecting Opera Omnia to end of service, because it's highly successful and it has a lot of traction in terms of, you know, people encouraging other players to play. I'm not sure about, you know, revenue, because ultimately it's what's important from a publisher, right? So I think that's where they may be lacking. I don't know, but yeah, I'm a little sad too, because I watch a lot of Opera Omnia content on YouTube, especially from Rez and, you know, her group of folks that create content. I enjoy those, so I'm a little sad too about that. Okay, so version 3 again. Free quest, just take care of how you want to tackle that. Unlock all the nodes, or if you want to focus on one node, do that. Make sure when you go on a node, check on this information right here, and then you would see the different rewards that you would get based on the stage level. So grind the stage level however much you want, and then move on to the next one. I would grind a stage to 99 if it's a special weapon. What I mean by special weapon is, excuse me, for example, Bertrand. So Bertrand is a double element sword, and you can't craft that even with the illusion flower. And so I think by second or third book is when you would get the sword from Bertrand, and from Matcha as well, the staff. So yeah, those are the stage that you would want to grind to 99. Everything else is just a trophy. Any character specific SS weapon that I had is collecting dust in my inventory in JP. And also, I was telling some folks too that I wouldn't worry too much about the prismatic crafting, because with how fast we are going in global, that it has a very short lifespan, and so I wouldn't worry too much about crafting that. And now we have the SS crafting. I wouldn't worry too much about it too. It's good to have certain elements for an SS weapon, but once we get we get enough books and we get enough of those redstones, we get to upgrade the SS weapon that we want to SSS, and yeah, that should how we solve our problem with weapon. And I haven't equipped a regular SS weapon, even the crafted one in JP. The only SS weapon I equip is Remembrance weapon. It's mainly on support characters like Aslana or the next Princess White Rose and so on. But yeah, true to my word, this is my top one, so I'm gonna upgrade that now. So Joe is happy. And then my next target is a spear, so it's fine. Okay, let's move on to the banner. Oh no, sorry Pablo about Shirei. I think for me in JP, I pitied the Joe banner. I didn't get Eaglemal. I got too much of Barthélemy and off banners, and so I just had to pick Joe. So I got out of the banner pity, Bart, and Joe only. On Shirei, I think I reached 12 multi until I got him. So yeah, not the best luck in JP. And then my jewel doesn't show right now, but this is, I think this is my, I can click this, right? So this is my, oh wait, not that one. So this is my jewel count right now. It's very low. I went ham on the banner. So basically, let's go through the banner real quick. So for the Joe banner, 100%, I would highly recommend Joe, and I will show you later in JP why. Barthélemy is skippable. Barthélemy is fun to use with Overdrive Party, but not so much about in the long run kind of thing. But it's still good to have Barthélemy, in case you want to focus on Overdrive. And I can show some sample Overdrive Party in JP as well. And then Eaglemal is situational. So on Spiral 210, you would need a fast intelligence debuffer, and 9 times out of 10, it's Matcha who was picked for that role alongside Tower. So if you don't have Matcha, then I think the second best choice to that would either be Eaglemal or Evelyn. The next one, part 2 of this for 3.5 year celebration. I was gonna say 4.5 year because that's JP. But yeah, Evelyn, and then I think the best pick would be Matcha. The next one would be Evelyn, and then the next one to that is Eaglemal. But definitely, once you get Joe, if you're playing as a minimalist, get Joe and run away from the banner. That's what's needed. In the Polka Liz banner, I would say it's a 100% skip depending on your box. Liz has a lot of defenses, and defense boost is kind of like meta right now in JP. So with all the defense boosts that Liz has, I would think that you would want to get Liz at the minimum and then run away from the banner. Brownie is more for show, for us content creator to show, big boy damage and so on. Polka does damage and support, but not to the same extent as what you're expecting right now as a DPS. And so Polka is kind of lacking on this part. So that's why Liz is a good pick. But again, if you are low on Jewel, it should be a safe skip for this, mainly because part 2, we're gonna have Evelyn, Madeline, and Ludwig. And Ludwig has a good buff for everyone, and I can show that in JP because I have him. So for this one, again, situational skip, but if you wanna dive in a little, Liz is definitely the best pick. And then of course, Shirei banner. Shirei is gonna be the same as Joe. He is still used today in JP. There are, so kind of like Liam's implementation in JP. When Liam first got released, everybody was using Liam as the DPS. Eventually, we had DPS where it compares with Liam. So Liam was kind of having competition now where Liam is not the sole DPS. And it goes the same for Shirei. For Shirei, he's gonna be the top BP battery for a while. It's not until who was that? Fireworks Virgil and Squid Hardy, where they would be able to give BP. And I can show that later because I got both of them. There is a new banner in JP as well, but it's a little niche of what they do, so we're gonna go through that also later. But definitely, in terms of the 3 banner, I would highly recommend prioritizing getting Joe first, and then Shirei, and then getting Liz if you want. But getting Joe and Shirei will get you far into hard content. A lot of the characters that's gonna get released after this, I would say some of them may overpower the characters immediately, but not to the same extent as what Joe and Shirei can do. Again, after this, I can show you my box in JP. The next immediate one that I can think of after this, after the Ludwig, Madeline, and Evelyn banner, is the SaGa Soul for Dread Queen, but that's like a month away. SaGa Soul Dread Queen is really good as well as a debuffer. And then you go to Summer with Summer Anya being meta even today in JP. And then there's Summer Orlette and Summer Judy. So a lot of stuff. But right now, focus on what we have. Joe, top priority. Shirei next. And then everything else after. If you are new to the game and you are trying to see the other banner, the Liam banner, totally skippable. The Romancing Saga 3 banner with Julian, definitely get Julian. If you want me to prioritize between the 4 banners with Joe, Shirei, Romancing Saga 3, and Liz, Joe is still top priority. And then second one is still Shirei. But the third one would be Julian, because Julian would get you far, and he doesn't get overpowered until the next Julian, which is like, what, 3, 4, 5 months away from where we are in global. And then what else? Yeah, that's all the banners right now. So the main reason why Joe is the top pick for this one is mainly because of Flame Force. So Flame Force gives you Joe's passive, which is the for everyone, this one right here. So the Rousing Bond, it gives you it gives you attack boost and defense boost buffing to your party members. And that's a very important in Spiral 210 upwards and the upcoming hard content. Excuse me. You would need as much attack boost and defense boost as you can. And I will show you where I'm stuck at in Spiral 250 in JP. Just to see how the damage looks like now. Alright, let me catch up with chat. So, enjoying the content, hope you're good. Yeah, thank you, Migs. And sorry, I wasn't able to see your message earlier. I was on and off share stream because I still have work in the morning time. But I'm doing well. I'm recovering from congestion and a mild cold, but I'm doing good. I have a cough drop with me, I have tea, I have water, so I have everything I need. I pity both banner and first free multi for Shirei still got expensive. Oh no, I'm sorry, Red. And yeah, I think Liz was buff for us, and it's a good thing. I still have to read what were the buffs. I gotta check Jan's post on Discord. Question, this might have been asked earlier, but I did not hear where to get that ticket for the new cave. So that ticket for the new cave is on the login, the daily quest. So in the daily mission, when the game was up last night, it didn't have the daily mission, but now it does. As you log in, you get 20 of the tickets, and then that ticket, you can just pile it up and then used on the general record book to do style or aurum dungeon. Style XP or aurum dungeon. They changed her defense buff. Yeah, so I remember that Red, because in JP, Liz's skill number 2 is guard up, and I remember when Melissa had this, it was also guard up in JP, and then the plus version, it was still guard up. So now, because it's defense boost, that it was changed to defense boost as well. Now, is it a good thing? I would say yes and no. The main reason for saying yes and no is because this would be adding to the stack of defense boosts that you have to the party in comparison to having both defense boost and guard up. It's a different number, and so it kind of is, how do you say that? So like it's not 10 plus 10, it's like more than 10 plus 10 if you do an extra guard up. I'm sorry, my English is not working right now. But having both defense boost and guard up is better and preferred. But if you only have defense boost, that would work as well. The opposite of diminishing return. Like you get more benefit out of it, having both defense boost and guard up. But yeah, the other thing to this is if you have the first SS Melissa and you have the Yukata version, you can actually buff the party with this and then maybe do Water Lily to do the Phantom buff to the party. Just so you know, that Phantom buff is just recently implemented in JP. I was pleasantly shocked about that because we've had that for what? 3 months ago, and it's only now that JP had it with the recent Firebringer, and I'll show that later as well. But yeah, for Liz, I would say really good source of defense boost. Other than the passive one, you also have the Dragon's Blessing, which is basically her main bread and butter. You would be spamming this a lot. Yeah, it's diminishing return if you keep on using defense boost rather than having defense boost and a source of guard up. Just remember that guard up doesn't stack, so you would need to have like a good source of guard up to that, and the best person who can do both of that is the next Alkaiser, and I'll show that in JP as well. Alright, so for me, I I think I did 5 multi. Let me see. I did 5 multi on Shirei. I got so much off banners, but I got Melissa, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, I did 5 multi and I got Shirei. I spammed all my free jewels and I busted out one step of paid jewels and I got Liz and Brownie. And I also got, I forgot who was the off banner, but I got an off banner. And then for Joe, I did 9 multi. I got 2 Barthélemy. I got Igumal, and then last I got Joe. Joe was my, primary target on this one. For any of you who may have missed it, for those wanting to know what my priority is for SSS weapon upgrade, top one would be Joe's staff, second one would be a spear for the twins, and then third one would be, depending on you. But for me, I would be doing martial arts because I love using creator in JP for farming. So I'll show that too later. Okay, and then so in the UI, unfortunately, we don't have Battle Historia. There should have been a 4th button here that shows Battle Historia, but it doesn't. And then this torn paper right here, there are some limited events that they still release, and so that's where they're gonna put it, and it goes to the typical events page that we used to have in the old version. And then the usual remembrance battle, spiral, and attacks. So let me see if I can recreate my party from JP into global and how I cleared spiral 200. So in JP I had Joe, I had Shirei, I had Anya, but I'm gonna use the latest Anya because I got lucky and I got her. And then I'm gonna use Elised and Wagnas. So that was my working party in JP. So hopefully I can finish the same hard content in global with the same party. Elised. Where is Elised? There we go. At any point, if you guys have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Wait, I want to change the sprite for Anya because just because. Miss, I love the sprite for the new Anya. Okay. Going back. Okay, I have this one, and then I have a fire spear for you. This one, and then Joe's staff. I don't have Shirei's bow, unfortunately. I'm sorry. And then I have remembrance for you. Okay, so Elised is the squishiest one, so let's gear her properly with this. And then the dark slipper. Yep, this is good. And then one of the Divine Beast accessories. Nope, I'll do blunt. And then Shirei is also Skull Protector. Halberg. Yeah. And then slash. Okay. And then Joe would be this. And good armor. Armor of Hope. Nope. I need Pierce. Okay, I'll do this. That's fine. Okay. And then for you, you won't... Oh, Twilight Robe. Wait, why am I doing dark? It should be heat. Sorry. It shouldn't be dark. It's fine. It's gonna work. No problem, Red. Thank you for joining. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Otherwise, again, thank you, and hope you have a good evening. No, well, I don't know if I'm the best source for for this. I'm just winging it with whatever. So I'm sorry. I'll give you this. It's fine. And then this. Oh yeah, I'll cover that. That's the other topic I wanted to make sure to give my input. So this one, self-immolation. I gotta do Ice and Fire, and then Song of Peace, and then nothing. Oh, lightning. Yep. Okay. Let's see if I can clear it. Alright, thank you, Red. Okay. I didn't have the time to clear this, that's why I'm still, trying. Okay, so Anya would be on Etwa. You need someone to interrupt, so you need self-immolation for Wagner's, and then you always start the battle with Flame Force from Joe. You do the Flowering String at the start too with Shirei, and then you guys already know how Elised works, so I won't go in that. So that one, the rousing bound that you saw from Joe, whenever someone gets hit, everybody else from the party would also get buffed, and that's very important with how Joe works. Nice. Okay. So as you saw when Wagnas took the attack, Wagnas didn't had any buff with him, and then everybody else gets an attack and defense. That's an attack and defense boost. So it's the same as what Joe has, the rousing bound, in which the attack boost is 2 turns, defense boost is 1 turn. Basically, the more attacks that you get from the enemy, the weaker it may get because of the defense boost. Not to say that it's gonna be all the way down to 0, but rather it's gonna be more manageable for you to be able to heal. Alright, so Anya again with Etwa. We're gonna do Constellation so that we do more damage. Ice and Fire for Moral Down. We do Song of Peace, and then more Azalea. No follow-up, that's a bad sign, Joe. You don't do that. You gotta do 1 or 2 follow-up, please. Shirei is dead. This is embarrassing. This is the party I used in JP. Anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll stop anytime and answer any questions or show anything that you request. Flame Force, Flowering String, Azalea. I need Wagnas and Joe to get attacked because they have intrinsic. And this is my main issue with Shirei. Even though Shirei is meta, he is very squishy. Oh, Anya got focus fire. Them retries. 2 more retries. If I fail, I'm gonna give my input on the ticket selector, and then we can move on to JP. Maybe I should have used OG Anya because she has intrinsic. Don't attack Shirei, please. Nope, Shirei's dead. Excuse me. Okay. Self-immolation, Flame Force, Flowering String, Azalea. Okay, this is my last retry. Hopefully, I can be successful. If not, my apologies. I'm gonna record it and upload. No. Okay, that's good, that's good. I can do 2 extra small heal. Okay, we'll do Etwa. Constellation, Ice and Fire. Actually, no. Let's do Odd Circle. And then we'll do normal attack. And then Azalea. I do normal attack for Shirei because whenever he does an attack, he would follow up with, I forgot the name, Light String Recital. So that's 2 attacks. And that means 2 extra small heal. Joe, no follow up. Come on. Anya might die and Shirei. We survived. Okay. Okay, Joe, you gotta do 2 follow-ups, please. Okay, Etwa. We'll do more self-immolation. So I'm not stacking the constellation because it's guard down. So guard down, it would say that it doesn't stack. See, it says can't stack. It's the same as guard up, it can't stack. So take note of that. Self-immolation, more odd circle. Well, let's do moral down. We'll do Yasuragi or Song of Peace, and then we'll do Lightning Spike. So best RNG, we can have 7 attacks, and so we can have 7 extra small heal. Well, we do 6, so that's good. 4, 5, and 6. Yay! So that's 1800-ish HP healed. Okay, so now we have 3 attacks for 3 extra small heal. We'll do Flame Spear. We'll do Frost Shot. Flowering Strings. Azalea. So this is how my party works, and this is why I was hyped for Wagnes, because I can run some party, after some setup, where I am able to run without a healer, an actual healer, because everybody is the healer with extra small heal on overdrive. Joe, how come no follow-up? Shirei. Stop attacking Shirei. Well, Shirei is dead. Hi. And I don't have healing, so GG's. Odd circle, lightning spike. Yeah, it takes some RNG, but it's gonna work eventually. And I'm having really bad RNG with Joe. So her follow-up is 50% on to follow up with Spectacle Portal, and 50% to follow up with Checkmate. Individual rolls, not 50% on both. So I lost a lot of 50-50. Hello Albert, how are you? Thank you for joining. Let me know if you have any questions. Finally, 2 follow-ups. Thank you, Joe. And yes, one of the things, if in case you haven't noticed, or if you haven't seen my videos yet, I'm utilizing, yeah, it's fine. I'm utilizing Lightning Spike from Elised. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. So with Lightning Spike, the more you stack the action order down, the more the attack rotation from the enemy dead. Anya lived. Nice. The attack rotation from the enemy is messed up. So as you saw in some of the turns, the Power Wing was used as the last skill, and so those are one of the stuff that I kind of take advantage of. I'm not sure whether it's on purpose, on whether that's how it was designed, but that's what's happening. And that was my ticket for clearing, whatchamacallit, 180 with Basil, 190 rather, Basil Galeos. I'm wondering if guild feature has already been implemented on JP. Yes, Albert, it has been implemented, and I can show you. I think Anya is gonna die. Yep. Okay, this run is done. No more buff cleanser. So I think one of the reason why guild is not yet implemented in global is because of the stickers. The stickers are having Japanese text in them. It's not like, say, if you go on a stage, right? It would say, let me see. I forgot the kanji, but there's like a Tiyoi Teki. Sorry, I couldn't read, but battle start, and then it would say there's like a little English text at the bottom that says battle start. So the stamp didn't had that in guild, I think. I'm not sure, but we don't have the guild feature just yet, and so I don't know whether that was the reason that they cannot localize the sticker, or they didn't want to do guild. I honestly don't know, but that's one of the reason, I'm guessing, because even in the challenge, if you see, we only have 4 panels here, and later when we move to JP, there's actually 4 panels. Sorry, in global there's 3. The 4th one is Battle Historia. I was telling folks that in Battle Historia, there's so much stuff like current formation, where there's a lot of variants to it, with ailment resistance, with stats, and so on, and also the different buffs that you get, the different items that you get. All of those need to be translated, and so I don't know whether they weren't able to translate it in time. That's why we don't have Battle Historia. Again, it's all speculation, so don't quote me on that one. But all of those are available in JP, and I'll show you in a few. There is no co-op content. It's mainly the social feature of the game. So there's one where you go out and you have your game running, and when you log in later, because it's paired up with your say smartwatch, it would recognize that somebody else is playing Romancing Saga that you have met on your walk, and so you would see in game that you have met so and so in during your walk, and so on. So there's that, and also the guild where you can chat with your guild members. Okay, so the one thing I promised everyone is my input on the select ticket. So for the select ticket, I would highly recommend, especially if you have Joe right now, to get Robin Joe if you don't have already. Because Robin Joe has headbutt, and a lot of times especially in 210 and some of the next attacks, that you would need a cheap intelligence debuff, and Joe is definitely in the party because she is still meta today in JP, that having access to headbutt is important, in my opinion. If you are on SaGa Wikicord, I forgot his name. He's a JP player, and whenever he has Joe in the party, he would always have headbutt inherited. I don't have headbutt in JP, so that's why I either have Water Hammer or Water of Life. But yeah, Robin Joe is one of the recommended one. For Wormis or Doug, probably Haniwa would be someone recommended. Let me see who else I'm missing. Definitely Valentine Mama is someone to consider as well. In JP, with the recent matriarch, having debuff is helpful, any source of debuff, and with Mama more focused on buffing, having the whatchamacallit, Heartthrob is something good to have in your pocket. So I see Matcha here. I don't know whether UDX Matcha is in here. If so, then UDX Matcha is definitely one of those you need, especially if you have the other matcha style. And this is in preparation for 210. So 210, you face off against Witch of the East and Ludwig. They're all super fast. So the only way to counter that is to have a fast, intelligent debuffer. Sorry, a character that has intelligent debuffing on a skill that's considered a fast. That's the best way to word that. The reason for intelligence debuffing is because there's so much ailments happening in 210, and you cannot buff a lot of offensive stats. So like say for Shirei, with his follow-up with skill number 1, you gotta be careful not to follow up too much, or else you'll get punished. once the game sees that you went over the threshold, you will get punished with, I think for Witch of the East, she would do euthanize twice and then would do an ailment and then would nuke you. So that's the gimmick of 210, that you can't be buffing too much because you get punished, and then defensive buffs gets cleansed every turn. So that's why you need a fast, intelligent debuffer. Halloween Espergal still relevant. Esper Girl has not been relevant in JP for a while, mainly because we don't have the same extent of skill number 2 as what Global has. So skill number 2 is just damage in JP. In Global, it does a debuff and a buff cleanse, which is super good. And so, if anything, that would be a good inherit for the next Esper Girl, the SaGa 2 version that I don't have. So that SaGa 2 Esper Girl is also pretty good. Okay, so we mentioned about Robin Joe. We also mentioned about Matcha and Valentine Matriarch. Yeah, everybody else is just based on your preference. Let's see if UDX has... yeah, Matcha is here. So definitely consider Matcha for a tower. Unless you have a fast intelligent debuffer for 210, then you can skip Matcha. For SaGa Soul, let me see. Nobody really in SaGa Soul. Yeah. Yeah, so definitely consider Matcha for 210, but that's a short-term plan. Nobody else really in... Well, I would consider Mama for ticket selector as well for UDX, because in the latest style for Mama, I love to inherit Shining Glory because she can do Heaven's Heal that can revive party members, and then she can do Shining Glory with her LP. So she can do 4 times of AoE heal on a pinch. So that's why I would consider Mama as well as part of the ticket selector. If I am gonna prioritize that, I would say Robin Joe is the top priority, because in the current banner, Joe is the top priority as well for me to recommend to all of you to pull. And then Robin Joe for the selector, and then for the second ticket, I would say Matcha. I don't know whether they're gonna release a fast intelligent debuffer, or if you don't want to get Matcha, the next banner for 4.5 year in JP, 3.5 year in Global is Evelyn, Madeline, and Ludwig. And Evelyn can definitely cover that intelligence debuffing. If not, then Matcha is your solution. Then third priority would be the UDX Mama, which is Shining Glory. This is in preparation for the latest Mama style, which we're gonna have maybe 2 months, 3 months time. All of those characters in her banner is good. Even Paulus. Paulus is awesome. So I can show that later. And then the fourth one is Valentine Mama. But for me, because I have some of the characters that I recommended, I'm gonna get Robin Joe. I'm gonna get her right now just to make sure that I'm not making it up. And then I'm also wanting to get Cindy Campbell, mainly because for gun buffing, she is the best gun buffer. Unless you're gonna pull for, I forgot who's that character, T260G in the next Saga Frontier one. That's the next good gun buffer. If not, Cindy Campbell would do. So I'm gonna get Cindy Campbell as well. And of course, Saga Frontier 1, my favorite. And lastly, for the next ticket, if we're gonna get one, I might go for... I don't know, to be honest. Excuse me. I mean, book one, but it's short-lived for Remembrance. I can get Robin Gal. Robin Gal is awesome, but not really that useful. Yeah. I don't know who I'm gonna get as a third. Alright. Any other question before we get out of global and we move to JP? Oh yeah, I gotta buy some of the accessories. Yeah. Yay. Yes, 100%. Sorry. Is Anya available in the selector? Let me see. I didn't. Yeah, thank you for that. White adder. Oh, I think I know you. Okay. Shirei. Oh, there are more styles here. Okay. So if ever you go pity in the Shirei banner and you got Shirei, 100% go for Anya. Because even today, Summer Anya with Etwa is extremely helpful. So, Anya, I can't stress enough how useful Anya is. Let me see. Yeah, definitely Anya is someone worthy to pick up here. Is Anya here? Oh yeah, Anya is here. Yep, definitely Anya, 100%. Anybody else here? Let me see. Sorry for the fireworks. Katarina too is someone you can consider. In the latest Romancing Saga 3 Katarina, she becomes a more focused not a healer, but more of a defense booster. So on physical type of battles, having the Ice Fog Sword Ballet along with the defense boost skill from the latest Katarina is super helpful in their current Spiral Corridor challenges. Espergal, like what White Adder mentioned, having skill number 2 on the next Espergal is super useful. Who else is here? If you have Nurse Bune, consider Bune as well if you have an extra selector or you got her from bottomless because of the whatchamacallit, because of this skill. It heals everybody, and because of Nurse Bune, she gives defense boost, I think. Or not defense boost. Defense up. The permanent one. So having an AoE rather than a single target healing is helpful for Bune. For this page, Albert, if you don't have Anya, definitely Anya is the top pick. Global exclusive Bert is, I don't know at this point. If you have School Bertrand, he is enough because of he kind of overpowers the Yukata version, mainly because he covers so much buffing to himself with the different elements he covers. So I don't know whether there's gonna be a new Bertrand style coming up soon, but right now with what I know in JP, there is none. Do you have the Finale Creator? The one with the Creator Flare? If you have Finale Creator, definitely go for Halloween Creator. Creator's Wrath is a good pick. Even with how I handled 180 with Time Lord and Kirin and Basil actually. So I can see myself using Creator still in the harder content later on. But yeah, Halloween creator is someone to consider. Who else? Witch's Daughter is someone you want to consider for a unique scenario where you need a targeted BP battery, and then if the battle calls for cleansing debuff, then she would be able to help with that. The only problem is she's squishy, but you know, all of the useful characters that's a magician or magic caster is squishy in how they're designed, like 25% mitigation only compared to others with like 40-50% mitigation. So that's one thing to consider. Okay, if no other questions, I can always jump back to global, but with that I'll move on to JP. One moment please. Okay, so we are moving to JP, and I'm gonna let the title screen play. It's really cool. Oh yeah, this is the new title screen. Don't ask me for the lore because I don't know just yet what's going on. But for those of you who are new to tuning in to my stream or my videos, the character to the right is Kihachi, who definitely looks like Judy from Street Fighter. So Dozy and Red always makes me trip, and I make a mistake in calling her Judy, but she's not Judy, she's Kihachi. Um, Kihachi is the other main character in Shirei's story, so we're gonna meet her in chapter 3, I think. Yeah, chapter 3. Okay, let's start. So in JP, we have the Romancing Saga 2 banners. We have the Leon party. So if any of you have played Romancing Saga 2, and this is not a major spoiler, so it's fine. The initial scenario that you play is with Emperor Leon, and then he is escorted with 3 party members and then with Gerard. And so that's kind of like what's happening with one of the banner. And then the other banner is Victor with the other classes that you can recruit in Romancing Saga 2. And it doesn't show, but right now my energy is at 19,000. You're not seeing extra digit. It's 19,000. The maximum limit for energy seems to be capped at times 20 now rather than times 3. And that's because of the new auto retry, background auto retry. So you know how today, excuse me, today we have the auto retry ticket, right? And we need to have the game running for the auto retry to continue progressing. Now you are able to instruct the game that, look, I want you to do 1,000 runs of this stage. So let me show you how it is. We have conquest right now, so that's why I'm very much utilizing this feature. And as I mentioned too, I can show it. My adventurer rank right now is 55, and so my daily auto retry, excuse me, my daily auto retry is at 375 cap. So that's the perk of getting a higher adventurer rank, where you would get a higher cap for your stamina and then higher cap for your daily auto retry. So right now in JP, we recently got the auto retry on the background. And so what it's gonna do is, so as you saw, sorry, it's kind of cut off on the screen, but it's 0 energy. What it does is it's gonna try to calculate how fast can you clear a stage. And so when you try to initiate that background auto retry at first, it would show you a pop-up screen. This one, it would say that it would follow how long it takes for you to do one clear, and then it adds some certain time. You know, the when you finish a stage, you would do the pose and so on. So it adds some extra time to it, and then whenever you do an auto, and then you try to do something else, and then I'm gonna show how that happens. So you can program your background auto retry, and then you can still access the game, you can still do stuff. So say you try to go on a quest, right? So what this says is, if you do the background auto, the following stuff right here will not trigger whenever you do a quest. So it won't reduce your stamina, and because of that, you won't get skill ranking, you won't get combo, you won't spark any skills, you won't get stats. I don't know what this one is, I can't read it. But basically that's those are the important things. The auto that you have programmed, it's gonna continue to run and do more of the stage on retry, and then it would gain stats as it tries to clear the stage. It's only the manual thing that you do on top of the auto retry happening. So if you do extra dungeon on top of that, then that's where you won't get stats, you won't learn skills, and so on. And then this checkbox right here is something new in JP, where we can now ask the game to use support or defensive skills on auto. So we don't have to manually level those skills again. Yes. Because I haven't leveled my Payan of Heartthrob. I know Doug and other folks who joined my stream would laugh at me because I never rank my skills. It's a running joke with me that I use hard content to rank my skills, right, Doug? Okay, so yeah, now it can use the support and defensive skills on auto as well. So this checkbox, it tells you you tell the game to use these skills as well on auto retry or not. So I would pick not, of course. So let's do that. And then it would calculate how fast you're doing it, and then you're gonna be asked on how many times you want the game to retry it. So this is the calculation period. And as you can see, I'm using creator still in farming. With sun and heat element, creator is my go-to 100%. Alright, so it calculated around 30-ish seconds. So 30 seconds or 43 something. So it's gonna add extra seconds to it, which is fine because, you know, you're asking the game to play for you. So now you're gonna be paying for how many retries you're gonna ask the game. So say I wanted to have him do 600, just example. So 600, it's a 5 energy stage, so it's gonna reduce 3000 of my energy, and then it's gonna use up my daily auto retry and also use up some of my tickets, and it's gonna run for roughly 7 hours. So I'm not gonna do that, of course. Let's do 5, and then it's just a sample. So when I start this, it's gonna say, okay, you're programming me to do 5. It's gonna use up 25 energy. It's not gonna use any ticket. It's gonna use 5 of your daily auto retry. And then the estimated time of completion is 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So let's do that. Okay. So now that we have that programmed, so you would see this refresh icon. So that means there is an auto retry that's happening. So it's gonna keep on doing that. It says that it's gonna be 43 seconds for one attempt. So we'll see after 43 seconds on what's going on. Basically, it's how fast you can clear the stage, and the game just adds an extra time, for doing that for you. Yep, 43 is done, and it says it finished one of the battles. So as it does that, you can go somewhere else to do stuff. This is the new book, by the way, in JP. We're gonna fight Deep One? Nice! Okay, so if I try to go on a dungeon with the auto retry happening, it's gonna show you something where it's 0 energy. So it's 0 energy, and then it has this right here that says you cannot do an auto retry because there is an the other auto retry that's going on. But you can still go into the dungeon. You won't get stuff, the stat gain and stuff, but you would be able to clear the node. For example, if you're just clearing a free quest. That's Firebringer, by the way. I don't have the most optimal farming in JP, so please don't judge me. I just do whatever. Let's see. Let's try to ask the support. Nope, none of the support was used. Nope. Sorry, no support was used. So yeah, you don't do combo, you don't do stat gain, you don't learn skills, but you can get items and stuff. So you can still grind with the auto doing that. And I think one advantage of doing that is getting these the book treasure gacha currency. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the auto retry. Basically just set it and forget it. Oh, it's done. Yes, White Adder, that's correct. So let me show you how it's done. So let me set up this. Again, another 8. So I'm gonna close the app. So sorry, I'm gonna turn it off again. And the proof that I'm starting the app again is through here. Yeah, this title screen is just so cool. So this is to show that it's running. It's running for 1 minute now and it has finished one run. So we went out of the app and went back in and it's still running. So the main advantage to this, especially for those, well, for me, because I play both global and JP, it's really hard. And good thing I'm on Android because I can do multi-window and I take advantage of the auto retry. I don't have to do multi-window anymore. I just set it and forget it in JP and then just log back in and my characters are grinded, you know, at the exchange of retry tickets. Anyway, you can end this too if you would like, if you're done with that. Okay, so what do we have? Oh yeah, so I want to show you, all of you, where my... So right now in JP, I have upgraded a lot of weapons. Well, not too much really. But I only have 27,000 left of the currency. And like I said, you gotta prioritize on which one you want to upgrade. So just keep that in mind and you should be fine. Do not go ham in upgrading stuff because you won't have enough to upgrade everything. Like right now, I only have 27,000 and I have more than 9 weapons to upgrade. So again, pick and choose what you want and go for that. This is my SS weapon, right? SSS weapon right now. Where is it? And then I'm gonna arrange it by when we got it. So it's a little weird, the arrangement for the weapon, mainly because it shows when you got it, the actual base weapon. So like the Caduceus from the Sun Staff, it's one of the first few weapons I got, and so that's why it's the first one on the list. And then there's the Joe Staff that's now an SSS, and then we have the Great Sword that's a login bonus, the bow from the treasure gacha, and then for the second book, I think you are given the sword because of Ludwig. And oh no, not second book, but when Ludwig gets released, you get the dark sword. And then this is for the second book, the martial arts. And then you get the water claw as well for Esper Boy. Yes, male version of Esper Girl, Esper Boy. And then the secret SSS weapon for that is short sword. And then we move on to Firebringer. You were given the Levantine sword as an SS, and you gotta upgrade it. The book is the treasure gacha is a gun because it's Summer Liam, and then the secret SSS weapon is the spear, and so on. On Kihachi's release, you get the sword. You get the picture. So we have a lot of books right now. All of the books become permanent, and all of the events are also permanent. So let me show you. Ah, no. You didn't see anything. Nobody saw anything. So there is whatchamacallit? This one, right? This is our current event. So all of the events in the game are permanent. So you can play that however much you want, but the event currency is time bound. And so you won't get the event currency that drops, you know, like what we have right now in global, and the exchange for that is also non-existent too. So all you get is the drop from this book, the currency for this one. So all of the events are permanent, and like I said, if you follow those blue post message, you would eventually unlock a secret stage. I mean, I showed it earlier, so might as well, right? There's gonna be secret stage where you can get the SSS weapon. One of these is the SSS weapon. I'm not gonna show which one is which. So there's the secret. And then the other one is, like I said earlier, you gotta tap on every map that you see, because there could be hidden stuff right here. So see, I haven't done this. If I tap here, there's a secret stage, a secret something, and it unlocks something. See, I haven't done that in JP. And one right here too, right? I don't know if something is right here. And then some of the elements in the map, like this rock right here, if you tap it and it jiggles, that means there is something in it. So you gotta keep tapping on that, and then you would be able to get either an item or a clue or unlock something. It depends. It kind of plays like a RPG in a way. You know how you raid all of the houses for any loot. So kind of like that. And then the plus sign that you see is an automatically upgrading the stage level. So whenever there is a conquest, sometimes they would give you free quest stage XP medals, and then that's where you would be able to you would be able to level them up easy. And then there's also the new Dojo 7. Yeah, Dojo 7. So let's see what Dojo 7 is. And then there's the new Imperial Cross high or plus. The Imperial Cross, the front one, number 3, it says endurance and willpower plus 50, agility minus 50, increase aggro, and then mitigate damage large effect. Number 1, 4, and 5. So number 1 in the middle is strength, agility, and intelligence plus 25, and then mitigate damage large effect as well. Wait. Okay. So number 1 and number 3, this one and this one, it's mitigate damage, all damage, large effect. Number 2 at the back, it's love plus 50%, lower aggro by a large effect, and then mitigate indirect damage, large effect. So that's one thing to consider. And then number 4 and 5 are also indirect damage. So number 4 is strength plus 50, number 5 is dex plus 50, and then both mitigate indirect damage, large effect. So kind of like copying how the party looks like in Romancing Saga 2, where you have Bear in number 3, you have Therese in number 5, you have James on number 4, you have Leon on number 1, and then Gerard on number 2. And then it's so funny how number 2 has love plus 50, because Gerard becomes a healer in the current banner. So let's go through the banner real quick. Oh wait, Dojo 7, sorry. I'm trying to cover a lot of stuff. So Dojo 7, and I actually got Emerald too. I don't have enough style XP. Okay, Dojo 7. So the stats, the maximum stats is +6. So at Dojo 6, what we have right now in Global, it becomes Dojo 7, and then 26, it becomes 32. And then the max HP is 30 HP. So I think same jump from Dojo 6 where it's 6 stats. 6 stats and then 30 HP. Alright, so that's Dojo 7. And then yeah, banner. Banner, and then I'll show my box, and then I'll show the current spiral corridor right now. So the banner right now is Romancing Saga 2. There's Leon and company. Leon, Gerard, Bear, James, and Therese. So for Leon, let's check it out. Oh, not this one. Sorry. Okay. This is the art. And then first skill, single target, slash and sun. And then self-heal, small effect. Skill number 2. I think this is the healing from whatchamacallit, from Razem, from, if I recognize the kanji correctly. But yeah, it's an AoE sun. You can only use it twice per battle, and then it heals for a small effect. And then skill number 3, it's a fast single target, slash and sun. After the attack, you would buff the party with this, with attack boost and defense boost, both small effect for 2 turn. So this one is... So you buff the party with this, where it does a turn end. Each party member would heal themselves with, with extra small heal and self BP +1 for 10 BP. And then for ability, it's the Baron's willpower. So increase damage for everyone by 30%, mitigate damage for everyone with extra large. It's 30? No, 40%, I think. So mitigate damage 40%, and then the damage is extreme, so it's 30%. And then turn starts, buff everyone all stats, large effect, and then give everyone BP +1. That's pretty good. And then battle starts, everyone but Leon gets this buff right here. And then when he uses the skill number 2, he would also give BP +5 to everyone. So what this one is, whenever he does a healing type of skill, so which is this one right here, he would also give defense boost with extreme effect for 1 turn. I would say 50% defense boost. And then when taking damage, he would buff himself with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all stats, small effect. So yeah, that's oh, wait. Oh, so he gives this to everyone but himself. So that means everybody who does a healing type of skill would give defense boost to the target that's being healed. So that's pretty good. And then everybody who gets hit would buff themselves with all attributes, small effect, except for Leon. That's pretty good. Along with the buffing from turn starts. Now I want Leon. I didn't read this properly earlier. And then ability number 3. When taking damage, so this is only for Leon, mitigate damage with extreme effect 50%. And then when his HP reaches 0, it's Dare to Hope. Heals everybody with extra large effect. Wow, Leon is pretty good as a buffer. Okay, I want Leon now. Okay. Oh, skills. Sorry. Skill number 1. Skill number 2. And then skill number 3. Nice. Okay. And then stats. So he is like a tank support kind of healer buffer. Because the strength is a little low. I mean, the strength right now should be around 110 minimum to be a good DPS. But Leon is not designed as a DPS, so I understand why the strength is like that, and intelligence as well. So he's more of a tanky buffer healer support kind of thing. Okay, that's Leon. Next is Gerard. So Gerard has the healing balm. So it's 0 BP, 5 times per battle, heals for E effect. And then he has a Leon skill number 1, slash and sun, and then self-heal small effect. Skill number 3 is all potion, so AoE healing with 3 times limited use per battle. For ability, you have Prince Gift, which is you lower the aggro on Gerard, so you put yourself in a stealth stance basically. And then turn ends, you give everyone extra small heal. You give yourself BP +1. For that turn, if you don't take any damage, you would give everybody else other than Gerard damage block 1 time, which doesn't have a turn duration. That's pretty good. So basically guard Gerard and then you get damage block. Okay, so second ability. So every 5 turns at turn end, you would have 1 time +1 usage for healing balm and all potion, but it won't exceed the maximum usage. At battle start, every 8 turns, battle start, battle 開始から、で、8 turn 目以上の、okay. Okay, I get. Sorry, I had to read it so that I can explain properly. So the first line, it says, every 5 turns, you would get +1 usage for healing balm and all potion. Okay? The second one, by turn 5 onwards, if you do healing, you would give the target party member the turn ends HP recovery, extra small heal for 3 turns. If by turn 8 onwards, if you heal a party member with either healing balm or all potion, you would give them turn ends. What is this? Ooh, you would give them auto revive. Is that correct? Okay. So it says this one right here on by turn 8. So at turn end, if you got insta kill, you would heal yourself back with medium effect of HP heal 1 time only. So that only takes effect 1 time. But it can be reapplied by Gerard, with the healing and stuff by turn 8. The question is, it should stack, I think, the effect for turn 5 and turn 8. So I don't know whether this is only limited to Kizetsu, which is insta-kill, or if you died. Because the definition of dying is when your HP reaches 0. That's how the game explains that. But this one, it explicitly uses Kizetsu, which is insta-kill. Kizetsu shite iru jishin no HP o kaifuku kouka 10 suru. So, I don't know. It says if you die, poison damage de Kizetsu shite. Okay. Okay, erase. So by turn 8, right? When you heal, you give them this buff for which doesn't have a turn duration. So the term kizetsu here means if that party member dies. It doesn't explicitly say the kizetsu ailment, which is insta-kill or unconscious, because there's the parenthesis here that says doku damage, that means poison damage, de kizetsu shita ta ni hatsudo shinai. So that means if you die from poison damage for that turn, it won't trigger this buff. So that means the kizetsu that's stated here is if that character dies, not just inflicted with insta kill. So that makes more sense, that it's like an auto revive by turn 8 from Gerard, which is very OP, I would think, by turn 8, but you gotta wait until turn 8. So that's the important thing. And for auto revive to work, there has to be one party member that's alive, so you gotta consider that as well. That's pretty good as well. I gotta wait for the next banner. There is a next banner, but I can't say what it is because it's not yet announced. But I wanted to see what that banner is first. And then, okay, sorry about that. The second ability was long for Gerard. Okay, so third ability is Illusion Iron Wall 5, I guess. It says mitigate damage extra large, so that's 35%. And then you have 25% chance to dodge enemy attacks. Okay. So that's Gerard for you. A dodgy healer and giver of damage block. That's pretty good for a support. Excuse me. And then one thing to consider too, because global, the Fudo Kenko, but Steel Blade Light in global has healing. It's not considered as a healing type of skill. So if you inherit Steel Blade Light for this Gerard, it won't trigger these right here, because this one explicitly says healing type of skill right here, that one. And Steel Blade Light is considered as an attack type of skill, even though it has healing. So that's one thing to consider too. But in JP, Fudo Kenko doesn't have healing, so we're good with that. Alright. Love is a little low though, 71%. And the stats are a little low for endurance and willpower. Willpower is pretty good, 105, but right now I think 110 is normally the usual, but 105 is doable. Endurance is a little low than the usual. Okay, art first and then skill animation. This is the art, and the sprite is the young Gerard. And then skill animation, healing bomb. And then the same as Leon. And then all potion. I mean, what was I expecting, right? For skill animation. That's how you use an item in the SaGa game, so. Okay, that's Gerard. And now we have Bear. So Bear, artwork first. Okay, pretty sure Ryu Tesai-san created this. I can recognize the artwork. It looks like Ryu Tesai-san. Okay, skill number 1. Single target, slash and blunt, and then stun, small chance, and then agility debuff, small effect for 0 BP. Skill number 2, AoE slash, and then you heal everybody for extra small heal, and then it's only a 1 BP skill, 1 to 2 BP. And then last one is Grand Sword. It's a fast single target slash and blunt. Before the attack, you give everyone attack boost, extra large effect for 2 turns. After that, you heal yourself with small effect, and then after that, do the attack. So let's see why. I don't know why he heals himself. Alright, ability number 1. Turn starts. Aggro to self, large effect for 4 turns. Taking note, aggro stacks, so you want Bear to be attacked, I would assume. And then when he lands a hit, he would do BP plus 2 to self. When he gets hit, he gets defense boost to self, small effect for 2 turns. When he uses Grand Sword, Brave Sword would follow up after. Brave Sword is a single target / SSSS damage. Before the attack, you buff everyone with Moral Up extra large effect for 1 turn. After that, do the attack. This one is fast, so that's why you wanted Bear to use Grand Sword, and then he would follow up with Brave Sword, and then everybody gets a Moral Up extra large effect. And then Stalwart Guard. So if a party member gets attacked, there is a 50% chance that he would cover a party member and mitigate that damage. If he is attacked, he would buff everybody with Strength, Dex, and Intelligence, medium effect. If he is attacked by a physical attack, he would buff everyone with Endurance. If he is attacked by a magic, he would buff everybody with willpower. So basically, if he gets attacked, say a magic, this and this would trigger. And then Tepeki Mamori 7, which is super extreme effect of damage mitigation. Super extreme is, I don't know, 60%. I'm guessing a number. Alright, and stats and skill animation. Of course, 130% endurance. What did I expect, right? And then skill animation. And then skill number 2. And Grand Sword. Okay, that's a Bear. Next one is James, the very first SS style for James. Bruna-san must be super happy because she loves using James and Azami. So finally James has an SS style. Alright. The artwork. Skill number 1. It's a single target / and pierce. I think this is loot, the mariachi loot, skill number 1. So skill number 1, / and pierce. When the attack lands, you debuff with / and pierce defense down. Small effect for 2 turns. Skill number 2 is sword chain plus. It's a single target / and pierce. When the attack lands, you have a chance to debuff intelligence, medium effect. And then skill number 3, it's a single target random 3 times / and pierce for 11 BP. Okay, ability. Ability number 1, battle starts BP plus 1. When the attack lands, BP plus 1 to self. And then you give everyone strength and dex, small effect. And then you give everyone attack boost, small effect for 3 turns. When you do an attack type of command, you would follow up with sword chain plus 2 times. So that means James would attack 3 times per turn, and that means he would get 3 BP to himself. He would give strength and dex 3 times to the party, and then 3 times attack boost to the party as well. Excuse me. And then, ability number 3, increase damage with super extreme effect, so that's a 40%. And then when taking damage, mitigate damage with 30% extra large. Okay, so that is James. Straightforward. Attack booster. Oh yeah, that's definitely the skill number 1. Oh wait, that's not Mariachi Loot's skill number 1. That's Ferdinand's skill number 1. The flying blade. Yeah. And then skill number 3. Oh, that was lame. I was hoping like kind of yaksha, kind of cool animation, but it's fine. James finally has an SS style. That's good. And then stats, 111% strength and intelligence. That's what I would expect. It's just that I would have wanted James to give some sort of defense boost. Right now, defense boost is more important than attack boost. I would show later on with Spiral 250. And then lastly, we have Therese. So Therese, the artwork. And then Splash Arrow Plus, single target, pierce and cold, critical to human and fish. This one is Ice Flower 2 combo, like 2-hit combo. It's a single target, pierce and cold, random 2 hits. And then lastly, Frozen Arrow. So it's a single target, pierce and cold, random 2 hits as well. And then for every attack, you would buff Therese with pierce, attack boost, and cold attack boost for 1 turn. I wonder why it's for 1 turn only. Okay, ability. Skill number 1. The Emperor's Archer. So Kote no something. I don't know the exact kanji reading for that one. Anyway, so when the attack lands, BP +1 to self, and then you buff everybody with Endurance, Will, Love, and Charm, small effect, and then you buff everybody with Defense Boost, small effect for 1 turn. If you do Frozen Arrow, you buff yourself with something that lasts for the entire battle, and then you can do this 2 times per battle. So this one is when your overdrive gauge is full, you buff yourself with attack boost 1 turn. If your overdrive gauge is not full, you give yourself defense boost, small effect for 1 turn. A turn ends, you give yourself overdrive gauge, small effect. When you do overdrive attack, you do the Frozen Flower 2-hit combo as a follow-up to your overdrive attack. And then you can stack this twice. So that means the first 2 times that you use Frozen Arrow, it would buff Therese with this twice per battle, and it's permanent for the battle. So when she does an overdrive, you can do Frozen Arrow, and then she can follow up with whatchamacallit. She can follow up with this one twice on overdrive. So that's how follow-up attacks work now. There's so much condition to consider. Okay, so this one is the same as this. So she would follow up with 3 of this. So this one and then 2 from this. It's the same ability. Attack boost when overdrive gauge is full. Defense boost if overdrive gauge is not full. You give overdrive gauge small effect and then follow up on overdrive attack. This one is something I can't read. Increase damage 20%, and then on your combo attack or overdrive combo attack, you increase your damage with super extreme effect, so that's 40%. And then when taking damage, you mitigate damage with 30%. So that's pretty good. Now I love Therese because, you know, I love my overdrive party, so I would love to get Therese. Okay, so that's the Romancing Saga 2 banner, Leon side. So here, I would think the unique one is Gerard and Therese. Bear is kind of unique, but a little hard to implement. And also, Leon is kind of on the same level as Gerard in terms of buffing, because Leon just does a lot of buffing, which is a lot in JP standard, not just a lot just because, you know, he gives a lot of buffing to the party, and also the capability for the party to buff themselves, which is important, and heal themselves as well. So yeah, I want to prioritize the next banner, so I can't pull just yet. Or maybe I can do one multi, you know, just for the heck of it in the stream. But let's do the other banner first. So the other banner we have Victor, Cat. I would love to get Cat. Hector with the awesome artwork. And Emerald, the one I got on first single on this banner. She taught me Fireball again. And Copelia. So let's do Victor. So Victor, this is the artwork. The sprite could have been, you know, I love the sprite from the Saga Soul. I wish that would have been improved, but it's okay. Skill number 1. It's a single target slash, and then when the attack lands, you debuff with strength, small effect. Skill number 2. It's a fast single target. You can only use it one time per battle. You buff yourself with defense up, large effect. So that's 20% mitigate, I think. And then this one. So this one, whenever he takes a damage, whenever he gets attacked, he would buff himself with dodge one time for one turn. And it doesn't have a limit of how many times it would proc. So the way this works is kind of like Yukata twins. So Yukata twins, whenever they do their skill number 1, they have a chance to... their ability, whenever they get attacked, it's the same thing where they would put themselves in a dodge stance one time for one turn. So what that means is they gotta take a damage first, and then they buff themselves with dodge. The following attack, they would dodge it, but it wouldn't trigger this this buff because they're not taking damage, and so they have to take damage in order for them to have that dodge buff in them, and then that's when they could dodge the next attack. So it's not like an infinite loop where you get one attack and then you keep on dodging forever. That's too OP. So you gotta take damage, you dodge it, and then because you dodge it, you didn't take any damage, you don't get a dodge for the next attack. So one thing to consider. And then combo for Nagashigiri, which is the flowing slash. So he would do flowing slash plus, and then the dark flowing slash plus. So we already know what flowing slash plus is. Strength, medium effect, debuff. The dark flowing slash is strength, large effect. You know, that's how it is. And then ability, sword prince. Turn starts, he buffs himself with all attributes, medium effect. Whenever he uses skill number 1 or skill number 2, he would follow up with flowing slash plus or Nagashigiri. When he does Nagashigiri or the dark flowing slash, he would buff himself with heat up, flowing slash, and heat up, dark flowing slash 15 times per battle. So the more you do flowing slash and dark flowing slash, you get yourself heat up and he does more damage as the battle progresses. That's pretty awesome. And then if you add the flag of Avalon from the Saga Soul stance, that's like a tanky, like a hybrid tanky DPS Victor with strength debuffing capability. That's pretty cool. And then what else? Whenever he uses either flowing slash or dark flowing slash and that attack lands, he would also get BP plus 2. So let's check it out. He can't use this turn. Oh, so he can use this at turn battle start. So when he uses the combo for flowing slash, he would get 4 BP out of it because of flowing slash plus and dark flowing slash plus. And then, so that would be 7. Yeah. So he needs one turn. So he can use skill number 1, and then it would follow up with flowing slash plus. So he would get 5 BP for that turn. Because of using this, he would get an extra 2 BP. So he would be able to use this one again the following turn. So he would rotate between skill number 3 and skill number 1 for the damage, or he can do skill number 2 first and then do skill number 3 and then go skill number 1. That's basically it. There's no space for him to use a Flag of Avalon. I don't think it's worth it to use with how the ability is designed. And then ability number 2, increase damage 20%, mitigate damage with 20%, battle starts BP plus 2. Ability number 3, increase damage 40%, mitigate damage 20%. 30%. This is extra large. So it's gimmicky for Victor, but I don't know. Let's see. What is his intelligence? 93%. It's a little low in JP to be able to land debuff properly. So if anything, it's more into doing damage as a slash element. And so I think he would do great damage. But in terms of overall usability, he's kind of lacking with where JP is at. Alright, skill animation. This one. Skill number 2. And skill number 3. Flowing Slash. Dark Flowing Slash. I wonder if in global, because we have double Flowing Slash, if this combo Flowing Slash would be double Flowing Slash instead. That would be awesome. Because our Gustav is very special. Anyway, so that's Victor. Next is Cat, the one I'm targeting. So skill number 1. Oh wait. Artwork first. Artwork is awesome. Look. Skill number 1 is Punishing Rush Plus. So it's random plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 BP after the attack. Skill number 2 is like what Fox has. So Fox is the other style for Cat. So it's a single target blunt, and then when the attack lands, chance to debuff strength, agility, and intelligence, all small effect. And then skill number 3, it's a single target blunt and slash 2 times random. For every attack, you have a 50% chance for Cat to go on dodge 1 time for 1 turn. And then ability. Ability number 1, battle starts, BP plus 2. Turn starts, you put yourself in stealth stance on medium effect for 4 turns. You give yourself damage block 1 time for 1 turn. And then you give yourself this buff right here. Turn ends. For that turn, if you don't take any damage, you get yourself you buff everyone with thief assist 2 times. So the first one is the buff to herself for 1 turn. It says when she's taking damage, she would buff herself with this for 1 turn. It can only stack for 1 time. So what this one is, if everyone is alive, she would dodge herself. She would dodge enemy attacks for 50%. So okay. So turn starts, she would buff herself with this, and then when she's taking damage, she would buff herself with this. So after taking damage, she would buff herself with this. So the damage after that, she would have a 50% chance to dodge enemy attack if everybody is alive. So kind of like conceal in a way. And then the thief assist 2 times. So much kanji. So this takes effect on the following turn. When they do an attack, the following effect below would take effect. So it only procs 2 times for the following turn. So for the party members, they would buff themselves with all attributes medium effect. and then would buff themselves with attack boost, large effect for 2 turns, and defense boost, large effect for 2 turns. This is why I wanted Cat, because she allows everybody to buff themselves on top of the usual external sources for attack boost and defense boost. Oh, hello, Tokino Shujin? Sorry, I don't know how to read that. But it's a time traveler, I think, right? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Anyway, so that's Thief Assist 2 times. Sorry, it's taking a lot to read the ability because there's so much going on with the buffs and stuff. Alright, second ability. When doing an attack type of command, you would follow up with Cat Claw. So we already know Cat Claw. It's a single target slash and then self BP plus 3. And then when you do an attack, you have a 50% chance to follow up with skill number 2, which is the debuff for strength, agility, and intelligence. And then you have a 25% chance to follow up with skill number 3, which is the random 2 hits and then per hit 50% chance to put Cat in a dodge 1 time. What is a sync drain? Sorry. Anyway, so ability number 3. So increase damage with 20%, and then a turn starts, you buff yourself with defense up, large effect 5 times per battle. So that's Cat. So much going on, and yeah. A lot of RNG, debuffing, buffing, and yeah, a lot of utilities. So that's why I wanted to get Cat. And then a little low on intelligence, but that's fine, you know, just like Victor earlier. But what I'm concerned of is the endurance, which is a little low than the usual. Like I said, endurance should be at least 100, 105, if not 110, and she is at 85. So that's one thing to consider. All right, let's do the skill animation. Punishing Rush Plus. And then this one. And then this one. Okay. So that's Cat. The next one is Hector. So Hector. This is the artwork. And then skill number 1, single target slash, and then extra small heal to self. Skill number 2, 2 times per battle. You buff yourself with this. That's that lasts the entire battle. What this one is, increase overdrive damage 40% because it's super extreme. A turn starts, you give yourself attack boost large effect for 1 turn. Turn ends, you give yourself overdrive gauge large effect. So he continues to be an overdrive type of character. Aerial Rampage. So it's a fast single target slash. You buff yourself with moral up, extra large, guard up, extra large for 2 turns after the attack. So that's Aerial Rampage. For ability, increase your overdrive damage with, oh, same as this. With 40% and then attack boost large effect 1 turn, then overdrive gauge large effect. So I think he would be able to be on overdrive every 2 turns, maybe. At battle starts, BP plus 2, so he would be able to use skill number 3. When attack lands, he would gain BP plus 2 to self. When doing an overdrive attack, he would give everyone attack boost large effect for 1 turn. Excuse me. And then you would trigger Violence Dive. So Violence Dive is a single target slash and blunt, random 3 to 4 hits, critical to human. And then ability number 3. I don't know what's a Sync Drain Migs. Sorry. Anyway, so ability number 3, increase damage 20%, increase combo and overdrive combo damage by 40% because it's super extreme, and then mitigate damage with 30%. So yeah, that's Hector. A little lacking because it's all about self attack boost and stuff. So I don't know what the actual application is for Hector. Cool skill animation though. Alright, that's Hector. 123% strength, and then yeah, a little low on endurance, agility, and pretty good willpower. Okay, next is Emerald. So Emerald, the artwork. First one, it's a single target heat, and then before the attack, you buff everyone with this, and then for 2 turns, and then after that, do the attack. What this one is, if the party member does a heat element attack, they would heal themselves with extra small heal. Next one is Burn Explosion. So it's an AoE. You can only use it 1 time per battle. Before the attack, you inflict weak point heat defense down to the target. It's an AoE, so it targets everybody, and then after that, do the attack. So what this one is, whenever you do a heat element attack, you buff yourself. Okay. So if the enemy, it's a little weird how they word these statement. So okay. So you inflict this, right, to the enemy. Weak point, heat, defense down. So what this does is, if the enemy is inflicted with heat element attack, they would debuff themselves with heat defense down, medium effect for 2 turns. Okay. And then last is Fire Burst. So it's a fast single target heat, random 2 to 4 hits. For every hit, you would buff your party with heat attack boost small effect for 3 turns. So you can have 4 heat attack boosts for all you know with Emerald. And then ability. Battle starts, you give everyone this, your party member. So that, I guess this is a heat defense boost. Yeah. So whenever you are inflicted with a heat element attack, you buff yourself with defense boost, small effect for 2 turns. Turn starts, you give everyone element enhanced heat, 20%, 3 times per battle. You give everyone enhanced sorcery, extra large, for 3 times per battle as well. Enhanced sorcery increases magic damage that lasts for the entire battle, and same goes for this, it lasts for the entire battle. And then Burning Aura, so this is the same as Ruby. So when doing heat element damage, increase damage 20%. When doing heat element attack, you give yourself BP plus 2. When taking a resist damage, you mitigate damage with 20%. And then the ability number 3, increase damage 40%, mitigate damage with 30%. Right, so that's Emerald. Like a upgraded version of Ruby in a way, the Saga Soul Ruby, with a lot of buffing. So definitely Ruby, Emerald and Firebringer would be besties with this, because Firebringer finally has some fire spells with him. So yeah, that's Emerald. Intelligence 116. Agility is good as well, and willpower a little low on endurance, 71%. So one thing to consider. Lastly is Coppelia. So Coppelia artwork. So this one is roundhouse kick, I think. So Mawashigiri, yeah, it's roundhouse kick. Second one is revenge standby. So it's a single target blunt. After the attack, you put yourself in a defense counter for 2 turns. The counter skill is punishing palm plus. So it's an AoE blunt. Then lastly, single target blunt, random 4 hits. And then for every attack, you buff yourself with heat up, medium effect, and defense up, small effect. You can only use it twice per battle because it's LP 45. Ability. So turn starts, you give yourself attack boost, super extreme effect for 1 turn. So that's 40%. Defense boost, extra large effect for 1 turn. At battles, so every 3 turns, you would give yourself an extra attack boost and moral up. So the attack boost is extreme, so 30%, and then moral up, extra large effect for 2 turns. But for every turn ends, you would be dealing yourself 1 LP damage. So you can't really use this, the skill number 3, because you get LP damage for every turn. Alright, and then ability number 2, turn starts, aggro. What was that? Aggro to self, medium effect for 4 turns. When taking damage, you buff yourself strength, endurance, and willpower, large effect. Give yourself BP plus 1. And then when HP reaches 0, you go back to 50% HP, 1 time per battle. And then ability number 3 is Detox, Barrier, High Tension. Mitigate, increase damage 20%, mitigate damage 30%, turn ends, cleanse all ailments. So that's Coppelia. A little weird, but you know, it's cool. Alright, skill animation, roundhouse kick, revenge standby, and this one. Nice. Okay. So take note, Coppelia has 99 LP, so you still have 1 use of skill number 3, and then consider that she would take 1 LP damage every turn ends, so gotta consider that. So this banner is a little weird because the only useful I see is Cat, a little niche is Emerald, and then everybody else is a little weird. So yeah, sorry Victor. I love your Saga Soul, but your banner's a little weird. And then we have the reprint for the T260G and Shirei. We also have the S1 SS guaranteed ticket as part of the 5th year anniversary. We have the 5th year anniversary Eve banner with the villains. I already run through that in the previous stream. And then there's Air, the BAIC, and Jian as the Platinum. And then the reprint is Alkaiser and Firebringer. Yeah. And then we have a lot of Platinum tickets. So 25,000 that were given to us. I can do 5,000 draws. Well, what? How many draws is this? Wait, not 5,000. I can do 4,000 draws with this. But yeah. That's 5th year anniversary in JP. So let's do a multi on this one. Let's see our luck. Streamer luck, maybe? Are we getting streamer luck? No Mukucha. Okay. I would be happy if I get Therese, Gerard, or Leon. Explosion? Nope. Oh, thank you. Valdor, Ellen, Fatima. Ooh! James! Hi, James. I know, right? Arigatou gozaimasu. Okay. Joe, Julian, Baldor, Galaha, Julian. Nope. Final Emperor. I got one. That's not bad, right? Okay, I gotta save my jewels. Okay, let me show you the ridiculousness as Spiral 250. I've been trying to record and wanting to see how I can clear this, but I still can't clear it. Hold on. Where is Spiral Corridor? Oh yeah, so this is the challenge page. So like I mentioned earlier when we were in Global, that there is a fort button, which is Battle Historia. Battle Historia is not available in Global, I think. And right now the attack is Deep 1. Nice. I'm excited to try this. You know, Deep 1 is like the OG in the Style XP dungeon. Okay, let's do Spiral 250 first. So Spiral 250, you get to face this mecha, annoying mecha. No, that's gonna die. I can't do Shirei. So I gotta do Fake Robin. I know. Next pool, Migs. Hopefully I can stream it and then, you know, streamer luck. So for mecha, you need whatchamacallit? You need Slash, Blunt, Thunder, and Heat element. Slash, Blunt, Heat, and Thunder. So after that, you should be good. Slash, Blunt, Heat, and Thunder. No Pierce, no Sun, and Cold. So let me explain the party. So Monica, super simple. You want to spam skill number 3 as much as possible. Excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. You want to spam skill number 3 as much as possible because she would buff herself with Princess Charm before doing the attack. What Princess Charm does is, whenever she does an attack, she gives everyone attack boost and defense boost and BP reduction cost by 1. Small effect for defense boost and medium effect for attack boost. So she is a good source for defense boost, and the most that you can do for that if you keep on using that skill is 4 attack boost, 4 defense, sorry, 8 attack boost, 8 defense boost, and 8 BP cost reduction. Mainly because whenever she does an attack, she would always follow up with Bloom Rain, so that counts as an attack. And so whenever she does an attack, she gives an attack boost and defense boost to the party. And with 1 Princess Charm automatic as part of passive, and then you use skill number 3 for 3 consecutive turns on the first 3 turns, then you would have 8 stacks of attack boost and defense boost and 8 BP reduction as well. So that's why Monica is pretty good, and she has intrinsic, so yay, you know how much I love intrinsic. And the other stuff, she goes in fast stance at a 50% chance every end of turn that takes effect the following turn. So that's Monica in a nutshell. White Rose, you want her to keep on using skill number 3. It's a buff of all attributes 1 time, and also she gives healing favor. You know the passive from Bunny Emilia, she gives that as a temporary buff for 2 turns, and it would stack with one another. So whenever she does an overdrive 2, she would follow up with Brilliant Note, which is this one. So on overdrive, she would have 2 uses of this, and it would allow each party member to have 2 chances or 3 chances at max to roll for 25% chance for AoE extra small heal. That's White Rose. And she also has what was that? I forgot the name. It's the if everybody is alive 20% damage mitigate. She has that. Scrum Guard. She has Scrum Guard intrinsic, and also she has Starlight Grace, so she has AoE healing. So that's White Rose. Fake Robin, you want him to be attacked, but he also has to attack last, so you want him to be on delay. So it's a little tricky, but it's something useful, and that's what I utilize for 240 with Kuzinsi. And then whenever he does Robin's Mark, skill number 2, he would follow up with Screwdriver plus 2 times. Screwdriver plus got upgraded where it would debuff strength and agility, and it would still be a critical to female. But yeah, that's Fake Robin in a nutshell. And then Kami is our source of thunder element on certain turns where the boss would do maximum voltage, and you would need to keep on using thunder element so that you would do attack down on it. So that's Kami. And then this is the latest mama. So let me go through real quick. Latest mama. First ability, battle starts BP plus 2. Turn starts, give everyone this. And then turn ends, BP plus 1 to self. This one, it allows everybody to buff all attribute large effect that only takes effect for 2 turns whenever they do an attack. So for every 2 attacks they do, they would buff themselves accordingly. And then this one, turn starts, attack boost large effect 1 turn, defense boost medium effect for 1 turn, BP plus 2 to self. And then this one, increase damage to self 20%, mitigate damage to self 30%. At battle starts on odd turn, you would buff everybody with all attribute medium effect. On even turn, you would heal everybody with extra small heal at turn ends. And then first skill is a fast buff strength, endurance, intelligence, and will medium effect. Heaven's heal is skill number 2. It revives party members. It's a healing skill. It's fast AoE. You can only use it twice per battle. And you also buff everybody with all attributes large effect. This is why I mentioned earlier that give UDX Mama a chance with the selector, because with Heaven's Heal and also Shining Glory, it would be some good clutch healing from Mama with that. And then lastly, Holy Lance. It's a random target 3 hits, Pierce and Sun. And then for every attack, you would give everybody attack boost, a small effect for 2 turns. That's Mama. Alright, and then let me change the skill to Shining Glory. And then we're off. So I'm gonna say up front, the damage is ridiculous. So don't be surprised with the... Oh, no, don't go on auto. No! Okay. So you would see damage like 5,000 to 6,000, even though I have a lot of attack boost and defense boost. So, alright, Monica, you want her to keep on using skill number 3. White Rose as well, skill number 3. I want Robin to be on delay, so I give him Barrel Assault. Barrel Assault, it puts him on delay stance, and also buff himself with delay for the next 2 turns. Sorry, I have a little guest right here, a furry one, who wants to say hi to everyone. Bowie's right here, who just woke up, was monitoring me from my back, from my back. I know. Yeah, you have a lot of uncles and aunties in the chat. Alright. You have stinky breath. Thank you. Thank you for the kisses. Right. Okay. So yeah. Okay, you good? Right. Sorry about that. A little doggy intermission number. Alright, so Barrel Assault, it's an automatic delay, and then you force Fake Robin to be on delay stance for the next 2 turns. It takes effect on the following turn. Actually, no. It takes effect on that turn, so you only have 1 turn for... Wait, I'm sorry. The wording, it confuses me. So barrel assault, it's a delay, and then you buff yourself with this 2 times. So this means on the next 2 turn starts that you put yourself on a delay stance for 1 turn. So it takes effect on the next 2 turns. Sorry about that. it's too much sometimes. And then Kami with Purge, and then I buff with Mama. That's basically it. And I'm using Mystic Line so that I can mitigate indirect damage, because most of what this robot does is indirect damage. Brilliant note. Deflect. So because Fake Robin hasn't done any attack just yet, that he wasn't buffing any BP or attack boost and defense boost. So now he would start buffing the party as he gets attacked. And then the healing that you saw was from the healing favor that White Rose gave to the party because of Brilliant Note. So, okay, let's continue. Let's do oh no, so I can't do Robin's mark. I'm gonna show you why. Attack Robin, please. No, attack Robin. Thank you. Thank you. Robin. Attack Robin. See, there's the caution because I did a debuff. So now, the following turn, I'm dead. See, there's the caution and then the debuff was cleansed. So now on this turn, I'm dead. Whatever. So he would do a 9 combo attack with all the debuff and the buff cleanse. Oh, he didn't do it? Let's see, let's see. Oh. Oh, there you go. So there's the buff cleanse, there's the energy cannon charge, there's the debuff, that's the evil pulse. That's the debuff all attribute large effect. I'm just debuff like crazy. And then energy cannon. Not dead, energy cannon some more. So you can't do debuff on this stage. That's the gimmick. Okay, let's do this properly this time. Yes, you can't debuff. You can. Yeah, you can. But I don't know whether the caution would go away, you know, because you inflicted debuff. And that's the trigger for the robot to go on caution. And that the type of caution where he would do 9 combo attack. Okay, let's do this again. Barrel Assault, Purge, the buff. We don't have the Imperial Shield in JP, so I can't really test it. No. Okay, Fat Robin is dead. Yep, he's dead. Yes, he got stunned. That's why 12,000 damage. Okay. So the best party member to bring in here is Katarina. Because Katarina does a lot of defense boost, and that's the main ask for this challenge. You need a Thunder Element attacker and also defense boost source. And then other than that, passive healer and buffer. So that's why I brought in White Rose and Mama with me. White Rose could have been Summer Anya, because on turns where there is the nuke that you need to cleanse your debuff in order to survive, and I don't have Summer Anya, so sucks to be me. Summer Anya, she does so much, she buffs a lot, and she cleanses debuff at end of turn, so everything you need in one character. And also, like I mentioned earlier, make sure you get Etwa from the first style, because having Etwa with Summer style, you just do so much with Summer Anya, and that's a good thing. Okay, so don't debuff. No. So in Final Empress, the character that we have in Global, it's considered as a skin, a paid jewel skin in JP. So they didn't release her as a style. I know, Anya is very OP. I wish they would reprint Anya, so I could try get her. I'm definitely not gonna miss on her on in Global. Okay, I need to heal. Brilliant Note, Barrel Assault, more Kirameki, and then Heaven's Heal. Nice, Robin. Good job. Good job. I love that barrel attack. That's so romancing Saga 3. Okay. So this is the turn where I have to do Thunder Attack, because the robot is gonna do like overbolt or something. So let's do that. More Barrel Assault, and then I gotta do Shukse on Overdrive. So I do 2 times of Shukse, Purge rather, sorry. And then Mama is gonna buff. There you go. Overbolt, that's the one. System short. So he is kind of short-circuited, and that's the indicator that you gotta do Thunder Element to him. 7, 8 hits. Okay, so that's 8 attack down. But yeah, right now I feel hopeless on this battle, because I don't have Summer Anya with me, because Summer Anya is just super important in this battle. Good job, Robin. And then we're healed back because of White Rose. Okay, so I'm not gonna use my overdrive still. I'm gonna do this. Brilliant Note. More Barrel Assault. Because this is like the free turn. We're gonna get debuff. So we get a buff as much as we can on this turn. And then the following turn, that's where the nuke happens. And I couldn't get past it. So we'll do more buffing for Mama. That's the energy charge for the energy cannon. Mama got cleanse of buff, and then everybody else got debuff. Okay, this is the turn. So I'll do... what is this? Attack boost. Okay, let's do this. Brilliant. No, oh, overdrive everyone. Except for you. And then... Shukse, I guess. More buffing. We'll see if I survive. Because I know I tried bringing in Hardy because he mitigates indirect attack, and I was able to survive somewhat with it. So hopefully this helps. Energy cannon. That's the wall I couldn't get past because I can't survive the turn. Monica and White Rose live because of deflect from intrinsic. But Mama and Fake Robin, they dead. Kami live because of the defense boost. So whenever he does defense boost, it's what's it? It's 3 turns. That's why he was able to stack so much, and that's why he survived. Robin and Mama didn't had enough defense boost, so that's why they died. If Monica and White Rose didn't dodge, they would have been dead as well. So now, the other thing that I'm looking at is whatchamacallit? Hardy in exchange of White Rose. So that's gonna be a gamble because I don't have a healer, an actual healer. So this is Hardy, and he is fishing for squid. See? He's serving squid. Look at that squid. Okay, so Hardy, that, and then let's see. He has a weird element resistance. Slash, blunt, heat, and thunder. Okay. And then he also has intrinsic, so he can dodge. Punching my way. Okay, we're good. Let's try it. So like I said, Hardy would help mitigate indirect damage. So let's see if we can survive. Okay, skill number 3. For Hardy, you want him to keep on using skill number 3, which is a 17 BP. It gives everybody +1 to +10 BP in random. So that one, buff. 10 BP. Nope. It's like Monica is dead. Hey, this battle. It sucks not to have Summer Anya. If I have Katarina, I would have kicked out fake Robin for Katarina for more defense boost. And yeah, Monica with the Princess Charm, you know, with the stacking of attack boost and defense boost. And then Hardy would stay because of the BP battery that he gives. So he does that, 10 BP. And then at the end of turn, he does a lot of sources of BP battery as well. So it could be +1, +2, +3, and +4. It's at 50, 37, and 25% chance, is it? So +1 is 50%, +2 is 37, +3 is 25, +4 is 10, 12%. It's small chance. Barrel Assault, Kirameki, buff. Yeah, I love Creator. And also, he has a new SaGa style, the bicycle style. It's basically a row and column farmer. Really good farmer. I missed it. I did 9 multi on that banner. I got no on-banner characters. It was, what was that? I think it was Razem, Creator, and I would say Hiveris. I forgot the third one. So let's do this. Barrel Assault, more Kirameki, and buff. I mean, Creator right now, like I mentioned earlier, if you need a Sun element farmer, Creator is your person. He would be able to cover AoE, AoE Sun, AoE Heat, and AoE Heat and Sun. Thunder, I leave it to Twins. Robin is gonna die. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Barrel Assault. We need to do Shuksei on Overdrive. And let's do Shining Glory. Nice. 7 hits. Okay, that's a little scary, but it's gonna be fine. Hopefully. +1 BP only. Okay, we're gonna live. This is good. This is good. Okay. So we are on the free turn. Gotta keep using this. Barrel Assault. I guess Shukse. And then buff. And then just for that turn, I'm gonna use Heaven's Heal. Just to buff some more. And maybe we can survive. I don't know. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, here's the turn. Let's see if we survive. Let's do this. Yes, let's do this. Not you. Shukse. I'll do Kira. Huh? I'll do Kira Miki for more defense boost. And then I'll do Heaven's Heal on Overdrive. So more stats. This is just to test whether we're gonna survive. And take note, if you do combo or overdrive when buffing, it does a better effect. That better effect is, I don't know how much it is, but that's what I know. It's not looking good. Mama is dead. And Hardy is dead. Okay. Well, the problem is I don't have attack and defense boost on turn 5 and 6 because, you know, Robin doesn't get attack and he's my main source of defense boost. So, yeah, no problem. Thank you, Migs. And if I remember correctly, you know Tagalog, right? So, salamat po, ingat po. Marunong po ako mag-Tagalog. Okay, so that's Spiral 250. I can't clear it without Summer Anya, so I gotta figure out a different way. Right? It could be. Alright, take care. Okay, so that's Spiral 250, and that kind of gives you a glimpse of what the contents are in JP. So the reason why Joe is very important is the source for attack and defense boost. Defense boost is more important than attack boost. Of course, if you can't survive, right? You won't be able to fight the enemy. And at the same time, they have put in measures where if you don't deal enough damage, you also lose the battle. So I'm gonna use 210 as the example because 210 is the closest one. Excuse me. Is the closest one we have in global, where on certain turns, and I have a video on this. Just check out my JP playlist and you should see it. They would do a heat down and defense down to the party. So the longer you are in the battle, the weaker damage you do and the more damage they do to you. So the harder the battle gets, basically. So it's a more of a balance of where you get your attack boost and defense boost. And right now, as of 210, Joe would be a good source for that. By the time we move to higher difficulty, like say 220, you would need extra defense boost sources. So that's where, so when this floor got released, it was the release of Saga Frontier 1 characters as well, and Alkaiser does that really well, and I'm gonna show you why. So Alkaiser is not here. There we go. So Alkaiser, basically what he does is you want him to spam Rising Owl Phoenix, which is a single target, blunt and sun, heal everybody, extra small heal, and then defense boost to everybody, medium effect for 2 turns. People were saying to bring Alkaizer for 250, so I'm gonna try that later on. And then he also has this skill called Glory Force, where he can use that 1 time per battle. It's a fast and a support buff. It gives everybody Moral Up extra large for 2 turns, Guard Up for 2 turns extra large, and then dodge 1 time for 1 turn. So I mentioned earlier that if you have a source for defense boost and guard up, that would be preferred because you would benefit more from it rather than stacking more defense boost. And so Alkaizer delivers in that one. So Glory Force, even though it can only be used 1 time per battle, for every 5 turns, you would have 1 usage of Glory Force right here. So at the end of 5th turn, you would have 1 usage of Glory Force, and then it doesn't exceed the maximum usage. And then he would have 1 time where if he dies, he goes back to 30% HP 1 time per battle. So yeah, pretty solid overall for Alkaizer, and I would highly recommend people to pull for him. In the Saga Frontier 1 banner, top 1 would be Alkaizer, the next one is White Rose, the third one unfortunately is Acellus, but Acellus is my favorite, so I would rank her on top. And then the other close banner that we have is Aslana. So UDX Aslana comes with UDX Fulbright, the 23rd, I think. 23rd or 13th, I forgot the number. But it's Fulbright, and then the Platinum style is Brownie, which is the mole character. But for between the two, Aslana is who I would recommend for that. Aslana is super good. She would give everyone this buff every turn, which is when they take damage, they would have a 1 time where they would buff themselves damage block 1 time, so the next damage is 0 damage. And then whenever they take a resist damage, they would buff themselves as well with offensive stats, so strength, dex, and intelligence. And she also has intrinsic, she has attack and defense boost source, and she also has more defense boost to buff the party. And so overall, Aslana is solid until 230. I think I used her in 240. No, I used her in 230. She is super useful, and even on some of the attacks. Defensive wise, if you need a good defense, Aslana would be the person to go to. Let me see. Let me arrange this by when I receive them, so we have a glimpse of what's coming up. So we are now here. So I got Shirei, and then the next one, like I said, is the Ludwig, Madeline, and Evelyn banner. So for that, the longest mileage on that banner is Ludwig. And then there was a reprint for Patrick and Maria. I wanted Maria, but I got Patrick. And then comes the UDX Aslana. Aslana, definitely go for that. And then the Saga Soul banner for Dread Queen. Get Dread Queen, because that would be like a passive debuffing to the enemy. And then Final Fantasy Legends 2. I think the second banner to that is the more useful one. It has human male, it has human female, and Esper girl. Between those three, if you don't have Julian, human male is a good replacement. Esper girl is pretty solid for BP battery and support. And then alongside our Halloween Esper girl, that would be super useful. And then you can skip the villains for Saga 2. Again, speaking from how they were released in JP. The Saga Frontier 1 banner, Alkaizer, definitely, top choice. And then White Rose. And then we move on to the Scarlet Grace when Firebringer gets released as an attack. So definitely, Firebringer is a solid debuffer. He has Moral Down and Strength and Intelligence debuffing and 1-time healing. I think, who was that? Yeah, Balmante is good for Axe if you want to improve your remembrance. But if you're just doing general content, Farbringer is the only thing, the only character I would recommend from that. And then we go to the summer banner. I got Liam. The main pick on that one is Anya. And then probably Summer Judy. And maybe Summer Orlet. Because Summer Orlet is kind of a hybrid of Dread Queen, but a little better and tanky. And then Summer Judy is just really good for strength and intelligence debuffing. But between the two, I would prefer Summer Orlet between Summer Judy and Orlet. And then after that, we move to the fireworks with the best character in the game, Virgil. He's my favorite, so don't take my word for it. Here comes the part where we would have BP battery characters that could compete with Shirei. And so once I had Virgil, I started using him, and I didn't use Shirei, and I was able to complete some of the hard content. You can check out the Galatea attack and the Ice Dragon, the Water Dragon attack. I used Virgil on that one, and there's also a showcase for Virgil. And then after that, we move on to UDX Kihachi. UDX Kihachi is a little niche for 230. Because for 230, Spiral 230, the gimmick is you gotta do... I forgot, 12 hits, I think? You gotta do 12 hits to break Water Lord. So Kihachi does way more than that. And it's also an overdrive character, so I love using Kihachi. And then... yeah, I think that's as far as I'm gonna go. Yes, there's a lot more that's coming up, but definitely after Kihachi, Save Your Jewels, Romancing Saga 3 banner, Mama and Paulus are super good. You saw how Mama does, and then Paulus is just your overall debuffer and buff cleanser for the enemy, and he also gives debuffing to the party. You can check out the Kazinsi battle I did for 240. Paulus was the key character that I used to survive that floor. Yeah, and then we move on to Romancing Saga 2, Romancing Saga 3, and so on. There's so much banner, but the immediate ones definitely right now with the banner in global, Joe and Shirei, top choice. And then your pick if you want to get Liz or not. And then after that, we move to Ludwig, Madeline, Evelyn. It's a skip for me because of what I have. But if you're gonna pull, Ludwig has the best mileage on that one, but not really necessary. Because Aslana is just around the corner, and I would love to recommend Aslana more than Ludwig and Dread Queen. I think that's a good 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of banner until we get to the next book for Game Boy Saga 2, and then it's pretty much a skip other than probably Esper Girl. Dad is a good character to play around with, but nothing really out of the ordinary. And then after that, save for Alkaiser. Alkaiser definitely is helpful as well. Alright, hopefully that helps you decide, that helps you plan, that eases some anxiety with the current version in the game. If you have any questions, if you are in Share's Discord or Saga Wikicord, you can add me and I will respond back. I mostly respond to Discord. I rarely check Facebook anymore, so for those who joined from the Facebook group, my apologies if I'm delayed in response. I'm also on Twitter. I post a lot of stuff and you can comment and ask questions there. Yes, DM has been blocked on Twitter. Any other questions, just let me know. But with that, this is Arado signing off. For those of I believe most of you are on your Saturdays already, so hope you have a good weekend ahead. Hopefully you're enjoying the new version. And yeah, this is Arado signing off. Thank you so much everyone for joining, and see you in the next video or stream. Peace, love, and aloha. And sorry, White Adder, I just saw your message. For Firebringer, didn't JP release a newer second style of him? Yes, there is a second style. Sorry. Let's go through it real quick. So the first style, basically you want him to do Moral Down with skill number 3. Where is he? And then Emergency Healing AoE that can revive with Guard Up. And then, yeah, just skill number 3 and skill number 1. With the second style, he has a Guard Up and also the Phantom buff that Yukata Melissa has. And that's what I mentioned earlier, that I was shocked that it's only now that JP has the Phantom buff. And then, so let's go through the skills and abilities before we end the stream. Skill number 1, it's a fast single target, and then he buffs everyone with Guard Up for 1 turn. It's fast, so it's good. And like I said, he's a good source for Guard Up, and having both Guard Up and defense boost is good. Next one is Servant Emerge. So it's a single target heat, 1 time use per battle. Before the attack, you buff yourself with Servant Assist, and then Element Enhance Heat with 40% attack, and then after that, do the attack. Servant Assist is, at turn starts, you buff yourself all attributes medium effect. When you land an attack, you debuff the target with Strength and Intelligence. So there is no chance in that one. And then Element Enhance, increase heat element attack. And then lastly, it's a fast single target slash and heat. You buff everyone with Guard Up large effect for 1 turn, and then Phantom 1 turn as well. Phantom is 25% chance to dodge enemy attacks. Ability. So ability number 1, at battle start, you buff everyone with Element Enhance Heat 40%, and then you buff yourself with Servant Assist for 1 turn. So you already start with Servant Assist, but it's only for 1 turn. After you do Servant Emerge, that's when you would have the permanent Servant Assist. And then a turn starts, you buff everyone with this for 1 turn. And then at 37% chance, you put yourself in a dodge stance. No attack limit, and it lasts for 1 turn. You deflect all enemy attack. So what this one does is, whenever your party member lands a heat element attack to the enemy, it would trigger the following stuff, which is self buff all attributes large effect, self heal extra small, self BP +1, and that includes Firebringer himself. So he would be buffing himself along with debuffing. So that's a better version of him from the first style. And then second ability, turn starts, self BP +2. You give everyone defense boost, medium effect for 1 turn. You give everyone defense up, small effect, 3 times per battle. So defense up is the permanent one. And then ability number 3, increase damage 20%, mitigate damage 30%. When taking resist damage, you mitigate that damage further for 40%, I would say. Extreme. So yeah. That's Firebringer. It's a little weird because the first Firebringer, you have a 50% chance for the servant to attack the target and do more strength and intelligence debuffing. For this one, you're just guaranteed with 1 strength and intelligence debuffing. So I don't know, I got used to having 2 stacks of strength and intelligence debuffing. So I don't know whether this one with the moral down from the first style, or this servant emerge going to the first style is something that's gonna be useful. So that's what I'm gonna play around with, because I think if I apply the servant emerge, this one from to the first style, it would have servant assist, and so there would be an extra strength and intelligence debuff on top of the servant doing the debuff. Let's try it out real quick, just so we don't we test it out with what we want to know. This is Water Dragon. Servant Emerge. And don't feel bad, White Adder. I totally missed your message, so this is my fault. So that's why we are gonna do this, and I wanted to showcase stuff anyway, so. Okay, so Water Dragon, there's a lot of debuff happenings, and that's why Summer Anya is really helpful here. Flame Force, so I do debuff. So let's see, let's do Servant Emerge first, and then Circle Fire. You do buff. Oh, no problem. It's my pleasure. And yes, Doug, you saw the rank up. I haven't been ranking up my skill. Ooh, that damage. Okay. Strength. Yeah, there is multiple debuff. That's why it's so good. Okay. So, whenever... So now he's doing 0 damage because I did so much debuff. Okay, so let me explain. Do you have buff? Hold on, sorry. Just want to make sure I don't die. This one, let it dozy. So Servant Emerge, it gives you the Servant Assist, right? So Servant Assist, when your attack lands, you debuff Strength and Intelligence. It's on top of whatever you're doing. So with this style of Firebringer, whenever he does an attack, he would have Flame Servant, follow up 1 time guaranteed, and then a second one at a 50% chance. So Flame Servant is a Strength and Intelligence debuffing, and so he does a lot of debuffing now. If everything procs, then he would be able to debuff Strength and Intelligence 4 times per attack. That's pretty strong. Okay, let's try this. Okay, Mama, keep buffing. Good job, Joe. One more? Nope. Okay. There's the Strength and Intelligence. Yeah. So much debuffing happening right now. Nice, Joe. Thank you. That's pretty much 0 damage now. Okay, let me explain one more thing. So Paulus, I'm gonna go overdrive. So Paulus, he gives a buff to the party every turn starts, which is this one. Everybody else, other than Paulus, is able to do debuff depending on the type of attack they do. So when they do a direct attack, they would debuff with Strength and Endurance for every attack command. So say, who's that? Say Gustav doing Triple Crush, right? It's a 3-hit. It's considered as 1 attack command and it's direct, so it would only trigger this 1 time. So because of all the follow-ups that's happening right now, depending on the type of attack, whether it's direct or indirect, 1 attack would be equated to 1 set of debuff, and you can only do each of the debuff twice per turn. So this says direct attack, debuff Strength and Endurance, small effect, only procs twice. This one, indirect attack, Intelligence and Willpower, small effect, procs twice. So that's why so let me do this. So if I do this, so this one is an indirect attack from Firebringer. What it's gonna do is debuff Intelligence and Willpower because of Paulus' passive, and then I'm gonna debuff Strength and Intelligence because of Servant Assist, and then I would follow up with Flame Servant which is another indirect attack. So it would debuff Strength and Intelligence as the Flame Servant effect. It would debuff Strength and Intelligence from Flame Assist, and then Intelligence and Will from Paulus. So much debuff happening. And then everybody is doing Overdrive. It's gonna result to an Overdrive combo, and that's where Virgil's passive would kick in, where I'm gonna do this. So for every attack they do, they would give themselves attack boost, BP +1, and self-buffing. A lot of debuff happening. Well, that made this fight very trivial. That's a direct attack, so Joe debuff with strength and endurance. Yeah. Is that a good showcase, White Adder? Is that do you have any questions with Firebringer? Circle Fire. A lot of debuff. Nope, only one Flame Servant. I know, right? I want both version too. Okay, so now Virgil is with the bunch to do Overdrive combo. So now, on top of what everybody is doing, Virgil will have his own effect of his of passive, where he would follow up with 2 times of fireworks. So I'm gonna do skill number 3, which is do this attack and then follow up with fireworks. So he would do 3 fireworks, and then Mama is gonna do an attack skill so that she would heal herself and benefit from Virgil passive. So much debuffing happening. That's so funny to see. One, 2, 3. Nice. Okay. So that's the Firebringer quick showcase. Any other requests, White Adder? I want to make sure I don't skip your message. Alright, no problem. If you thought of anything, just reach out to me on Twitter or the SaGa Wiki Cord or Ensure's Discord channel. I'm all over the place. Alright, and with that, thank you again, everyone. This is Arado signing off. Hope you have a good Saturday or rest of your weekend. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the new version of the game. And yeah, don't look too far into the game. Just enjoy the game as it is. It's gonna stress you out the more you try to prepare for the future. And yeah, that's all the suggestion I have. And thank you for tuning in, and see you in the next video or stream. Peace, love, and aloha. Thank you, everyone.